today's video, we're going to show you what exactly you're going to need to install 351 Windsor in a 65-66 Mustang. Some of you may already know this, some of you may not, but a 67 through 70 Mustang is 2 inches wider than a 65-66, and the shock towers are identical. So they're just narrower on a 65-66 Mustang, therefore making a 65 Mustang with 351 Windsor swap kind of difficult. Alright, so here's the moment of truth. Hey guys. Hello, because they're playing an old junkyard boat. Hey. These are special headers designed to put a 351 Windsor in a 65-66 Mustang. Alright, so these are the special headers. This is an unmodified engine bay. That's 65 Mustang coupe. I don't have a header exhaust gasket on it yet, and as you can see, sorry guys, see that dent right there to clear the bolt, and then another dent to clear that bolt? These are used headers, so they were graciously pre-dented for me. Anyways, I'll show you in a second what I had to do to wiggle them in here, because just because they fit doesn't mean it's easy to get them in. They breaker bar. Big. Motor mounts right there. There's a pocket. Right? Now watch your fingers. Get a good leverage right there on the frame. Hold the header tube. And you literally have to raise the engine to get these in place. Now afterwards, of course, you'll have to bolt the engine mount together. The engine mount is loose right now. But that is to get them in. They do, however, fit unmodified. You don't have to notch your shock tires, but man, what a pain. On this side, same thing. You're gonna have to go in through the top. You can't go in through the bottom because of the clutch linkage and all that. What I did is, the motor mounts again they don't have the nut on them, so they're sitting in place, but no nut. You can't pry because you will ruin your oil filter like I did. So what you're gonna have to do is get an engine hoist or a jack and lift up this side of the motor so that you can leverage. There you go. Your stupid header. Alright, these Ultra Seal header gaskets. You're gonna want to spend some money on a good gasket because, let's face it, you don't want to ever have to freaking lift your engine just to change your gaskets. These are Hedman part number 88650. These are 3/8 header bolts with, they use a 3/8 wrench, and there's no way you're going to fit a 1/2 inch bolt in here, or a 1/2 inch headed bolt. Maybe not even a 7/16 headed bolt, so make sure you get a smaller radius bolt. And the engine mounts are for a 66. They are not 65 Mustang engine mounts. A 66 engine mount sits, I think, 1 inch higher. And with the combination of the 66 engine mounts and Hedman headers, part number 8860, I bought these secondhand, so I graciously had a couple dents in them. You could actually put a 351 Windsor in a 65 Mustang without denting, or without having to notch the shock towers. But man, you see how much of a pain it is. I am lifting the engine by 1/2 inch just to install the header bolts. They're in. My exhaust gasket is in. I can start tightening them down. But they literally contact the shock tower right there. Alright, so in closing, the myth is busted. You do not need to notch your shock towers to put a 351 Windsor into a 65-66 Mustang. However, it was a pain in the butt, as you guys saw. Anyways, I put the spark plugs wires in their place. I tightened the header bolts down so you guys see how everything fits. The previous owner of these headers, not the car, you see where the notches are right there, or not the notches, the dents in the headers, dented the headers. He had a 65 with 65 motor mounts from the looks of it. His motor mounts sat a little lower according to where those dents are. Now the header tube also contacts right there. That one contacts right there, so you would either have to dent it, or as the previous owner had a 65, it actually didn't touch. It had a millimeter clearance. Now these headers come with ball collectors, which is a good thing. Ball collectors don't leak, and the collectors is in a convenient place. Now as far as spark plugs, you're just gonna have to use a 45-degree angle boot. Spark plugs have always been an issue with 302s on a Ford. On this side, same thing. It's a little trickier, but again, it's a 45-degree angle boot works just fine, and actually the headers don't touch anywhere. Now 45-degree angle here, and right there. Hopefully you guys can saw. I don't know, but there you have it. Well, y'all have a good day, and hopefully sometime soon, as soon as I get the pulleys, the radiator, and all the little odds and ends, fire this bad boy up.